Hi, this is Simon Upstill and welcome to another tutorial for Apple Motion, and today we're going to be taking a look at this very simple but quite effective string of pearls project. So let's make a start. Okay, for this project we're going with 1920 1080, frame rate of 24 frames a second and a duration of 15 seconds. So first thing I want to do is come over to Import Assets and I'll bring in this Pearl image, and I'll give you a link to that in the description. So let's come over to Properties, let's set the scale of this Pearl to 13%, and let's come to the X position and add parameter behavior and overshoot. And let's set that X start value to -3840. And I also want to set this end offset to 75. So then the Pearl is going to fire in like that, bounce around and settle down 75 frames before the end. Okay, so next step is to make a clone of this group. So right click, make clone layer, turn off the original group. With the clone selected, come to Object and Replicate. Choose Circle for the shape and Outline for the arrangement. Have a radius of 472 points. And we just need to come down to the source frame offset and set that to 2. And now if we press play, you can see we've got this lovely long snaking chain of pearls that slowly assembles like that, and then they start to disappear. And the reason for that is that we don't have enough source media. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back to our clone layer, this one here, come to Properties and Timing, and we're going to set this duration to 720. And now you can see that it doesn't start to disassemble. So we've sorted that problem out, that's fine. What we're now going to do is we're going to duplicate this replicator, and I'm going to do this wrong, so duplicate it, and I'm going to come to Properties and Rotation and set the Y rotation to 120. And if you look what's happening here, that looks pretty horrible. And the reason for that is we need to come to our replicator and we need to set it to 3D, and we also need to set it to face camera. And now that looks much nicer. Those pearls are actually facing the camera. They look 3D despite being just a 2D plane. And we'll also need to do that same thing to our original replicator. Turn on 3D, turn on face camera. So I'm going to select this replicator here, duplicate, and I'm just going to rotate it a little bit more. So let's go for 240 on Y. And then we get this effect, which is really rather nice, and it's going to be a lot nicer once we've finished with it, because what we're going to do is we're going to add a camera, and we're going to switch to 3D, and we are going to set this angle of view to 90, and the advantage of that is we get some really nice perspective distortion like this. And then we're going to take this group and we're going to apply some random rotation to the X, Y, and Z. So let's select the X, add parameter behavior ramp. Let's, for example, start at -45, end at +45. Let's select the Y, add parameter behavior ramp. Let's start at 90. Let's target the Z with another ramp behavior and just do something different here. End value of +90. So now we get this, and it's a very rich and satisfying looking effect from some really simple basic components. Oh, and before we go, we just need to add in a background, always pretty important. So let's drag in a color solid at the back there. Let's turn this group to 2D. Let's come to the inspector, color. Let's do something like this. So that really is the effect. Super simple, but it does actually look pretty nice. And of course you could swap out that pearl for any source shape that you wanted, like a molecule or something. So anyway, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.